First thing I want to say, chosen ones, empaths, right, is you're not in love with a narcissist. You're in love with a trauma bond. And even those that feel like, no, I don't love them, I'm past that, I don't love them, you're still got tendencies of being in love with the trauma bond. You have to understand that the trauma bond is a mixture of the gaslighting, the lies, the love bombing, the devaluation over a period of time. You have to understand that you were subject to the trauma bond. Some of us have been in relationships for decades, you know, regardless of however long, if it was a few years to 20 years or however long, you was actually subject to this trauma bond throughout the whole relationship, right? And you held on to the love bomb. You still hold on to it now. I can still think of times, oh, these were good times. They weren't good times. I can still remember fond memories. They weren't fond memories. It was someone that was breadcrumbing you, giving you little glimmers of hope, giving you a little love bomb. When they saw you slipping away a bit, they give you a little love bomb again, boost you up. That's what it was. Forget those silly little moments that we enjoyed about it. Break from that. Break from those little smiles and laughs. They're nothing. Sorry to sound cold, but they are nothing in comparison to what this dirty creature has done to us now. Dirty, dirty creature. That's what they are. And this is the mindset I want you to have when you view them. I want you to have the mindset when you view them like, dirty. That's the way I want you to think when you see them. You know what I'm saying? I want you to get angry when you see them. I don't want you to react. I don't want you to lash out or do something violent. I don't want you to do that. But that anger, I want you to switch that pain and that sorrow and that sadness, switch it into anger. There's nothing wrong with being angry as long as we control our anger and we don't explode. Yeah? I want you to be angry about it. I want you to think, and with that anger, I want you to combine it into the fact that you're seeing a devil. This devil slept with you. That's what they did. They saw you from afar and they love bombed you. And then they gaslit you. And they lied to you. And then they love bombed you again. And then they devalued you. And then they love bombed you again. They had the major love bomb at the beginning, yes. But they breadcrumb throughout the relationship with little inklings of this love bomb. You have to change the mindset. Yeah? We can't be victims no longer. Yes, we are victims, but we can't be victims no longer. Please press the like and the subscribe button. Help your brother out. It takes 2 seconds of your time. Look, if this person has cheated on you, has lied to you, has done numerous things, you have to say to yourself, this person is not the person who I fell in love with. This is not the person who I loved. So once you know that's not the person that you loved, right? This is how you break the trauma bond. Because you need to change the mindset. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like, it's a long journey to break the trauma bond, right? I'm not saying it's a short sprint. You know what I mean? And I'm going to use this here. Maybe you can put in the comment section if it's a rubbish analogy. But it just come to my mind. Like, someone who's doing a 100-meter sprint has to have a different mindset from someone who's running a marathon. You see what I mean? Okay? So, this is an uphill struggle here that you're facing now. You're trauma bonded, right? You have to start on this journey. And it's a marathon, right? It's a long journey to break it fully. I'm not saying it's going to happen in a quick 9-second sprint and it's done with. I'm saying that you need to change the way that you view the person, right? You need to view that person as a devil. You need to view that person as disgusting. You need to view that person as vile. You need to view that person as a liar. You need to be infuriated with lies. They need to make you feel sick to your stomach. You need to feel all these pains. The reason why God is revealing all of these pains to you and sorrows and sadness is for you to realize and embrace the fact that you're dealing with someone who didn't present themselves in the way that you saw them. So this trauma bond is making you clutch on and hold dearly on to what you loved about them. And you're waiting for that to return. But you could run a whole marathon and you're not going to see that return. So why I'm saying on this journey, this marathon that you've got to partake in, this long journey you've got to partake in to break this trauma bond, right? Let's not even say it's a marathon. Let's call it a 1,500 meters, right? You've got to run around the track a few times to, you know what I mean? It's practice. You know what I mean? And just, sorry, change the mindset. Change the mindset. They viewed you the same way. Once they see you change your mindset, where you show them no respect whatsoever. No respect. No respect. They don't deserve any respect from you. They don't deserve it. And another thing I will mention is ones that are trauma bonded that still have children with them, we can't let the discard and this trauma bond get in the way of you and your child. Because that's what ultimately they want. That's how sick and sadistic they are. They actually want they want them to be stopping you from bonding with your child. And I'm not saying you're not bonding with your child and doing the parental duties. I'm trying to say that if you're bound by this trauma bond, it's getting in the way of that, you know? When you visit places that you used to visit with the narcissist and you're with your child, or you know, they're still in your mind, right? So I want you to change the mindset. When you're out and about doing your things, you think to yourself, they're missing out without me. They're missing out. Yeah, they've disrespected my name. They've disrespected who I am. But it doesn't define me. They've disrespected me to the utmost. They have disrespected me. But it does not define me. Right? We don't need to go out there and lash out. And seek revenge. We don't need to do that. Revenge will come. Once they see you viewing them as disgusting, once they know that if they try to make an attempt to get back into your bed, they will never get back into your bed again. Ever. To be honest, you won't even sit down on the same couch as them. You won't even sit down on the same couch as them. That's the way I want you to be. Moving forward, you've got to hate this person with a passion. And I'm not saying hate's a good thing, right? Hate's not a good thing because it hurts ourselves, okay? But what I mean is, instead of the word hate, you've got to dislike this person to the utmost, highest possibility possible on earth. They've got to make you feel sick to your stomach. You know what I mean? You've got to just look at them like they're infected. Like they're devils. They're disgusting. They're so disgusting that you make them, you know what I mean? You got to just look at them, whether they're male or female, you just got to look at them like a hoe. And that's the way it is. They're just little hoes, right? And I'm trying to say that people that indulge in promiscuity or indulge in this stuff, they're sick, yeah? They're sick. So we can't get beaten up about it. We need to be the ones that are pure. We need to be the ones that are pure, right? We need to be the ones that, you know what I mean? We go through life pure with our light. And we need to change this darkness they left us with into light. Because they did leave us with a lot of darkness. And that's why I say it's like a 1,500 meter run, yeah? If you go for 1,500 meters, yeah, you go for a week with this mindset that I'm saying. I want you to, as soon as you hear this message, I want you to adopt this mindset. Just get you'll get the epiphany. Hopefully this will trigger the epiphany. You can't be caught up on these lot. You cannot. And I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's easy. I went through it. But now, if I saw that individual, I'll dash something at the head. No, I'm joking. But I would want to dash something at their face. You know what I mean? Even if it was just a cream pie, I just want to just dash something in their face. Yeah? Like, or, you know what I mean? Like, you just got to think, you see them, you got to be like that, get away from me, man. You're dusty. You know what? And you should even tell them about themselves. Just tell them about themselves. Because when I've got the Hoovers, yeah, I've actually told them about themselves. And it made me feel a whole lot better. Like, I've actually told them, you're dusty. Like, I've sent voice notes doing that stuff. Get away from me, dusty. And I got discarded. But when they hoovered again, I've told them, that's out. But even if you're still in contact with them, next time you see them, tell them, hey, you're dusty. You're a dusty little weirdo. They'll say, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? They'll get all offended. Just tell them, you're dusty. Say it calm. You know what? You're dusty. You're a weirdo. Yeah? That's it. And they'll say, what? Say, forget it. They'll say, what did you say? Say, forget it. You're dusty. They just have this mindset. Yeah? You know what I mean? They don't want to be dusty in your eyes. They are dusty. That's what they are. They're dusty people. And I'm sorry to keep repeating myself, right? But they are. We fell in love with a dusty hoe. We did. And I'm not offending anyone here. I fell in love with a dusty hoe as well. I did. You know what I mean? Like, I kissed a dusty hoe. Yeah? We can't be Captain Save-A-Hoe. Like, I heard the stories about the ex. Oh, the ex was toxic. I come in like a hero. I'm not going to be that, like, idiot anymore. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to be that idiot going forward when I meet someone else. Yes, people have toxic relationships, but if I meet someone new, I don't really want to hear about your ex anymore. I don't want to hear about your past. I've learned from that now. Yeah, okay, that's great. If that happened, fair enough. Like, but if it starts to get too much where they're talking about it, I'm going to say, no, look, I'd rather not talk about it. That's the past. Let's move forward. That's what I'm going to do in the future with someone. I'm not doing that. They're dusty. I fell in love with a dusty. That's what it is. Some of us have had children with a dusty, but your children's beautiful. And we can't let this trauma bond and this person jeopardize the bond that we have with our child, because they're getting in the way of it now. They are getting in the way of it. They're making us miserable. I made a video yesterday about being miserable. They want to see you miserable. They're getting in the way of it. They're making us not be able to function. Some of us are stagnating. We're not able to get ready. You know what I mean? I went through a period where I wasn't getting ready, stagnating when it was fresh. You know, it was a struggle for me to eat, struggle for me to sleep. Forget that. Why the hell am I starving my belly? And why the hell am I not catching on my Z's and getting sleep? Because of some dusty hoe, right? And I don't care. I'm not just calling the females hoes here. Male hoes as well. They exist. They're there. Jezebels, right? Look in the Bible. It talks about the Jezebel spirit. Look on the story of Samson and Delilah. You know, Samson was a prophet sent by God. Whether you believe in it or not, just learn from the mythology. He met a woman. He couldn't control his lusts. He went with the woman. He had long hair. And I think she cut his hair. He lost all his power. And she was a Jezebelic spirit. And that Jezebelic spirit is a narcissist. Jezebels are both male and female. They're a spirit. They're a demon. And we succumb to our lust. Is succumb the right word? Maybe I'm not, because some people have been picking me out of my vocab recently, and I really do appreciate it, because I was saying some words wrong. But I appreciate your effort for letting me know if you're still watching these videos. But we gave in to our lusts. Okay? I gave in to my lusts. We shouldn't give in to lust. Lust is a demonic tendency. Lust is a devilish thing. Yes, there's attraction. Okay? But we went with our lust. Okay? We got too close to these people too quickly. We did. Because we was going on lust. And we got involved in their promiscuity. That's what we did. And they trauma bonded us through it. You know what I mean? So we just got to look at the situation from a bird's eye view and say, look, this one disrespected me. This one lied to me. This one smeared my name. This one cheated on me. Whatever it might be, they wronged us. But who are they really wronging? They're wronging themselves. Ultimately, they're wronging themselves. And they're wronging you. You see what I mean? Someone who can do that and go to sleep at night. Someone that can do that and act like they're not fazed. Believe me, just give it time. Give it time. They will face the repercussions. You don't, sometimes, I'll be honest, God doesn't even leave you around to see what happens to them. Just protect yourself. Don't rush out there and sleep around with people. Like, there's things like the actual energy of sleeping around is a bad negative thing, right? But there's also other things such as diseases and things like that that you can get, right? I'm not trying to scare anyone here, but everyone knows, right? If these people want to indulge in cheating, they want to indulge in sleeping around, they want to indulge in being a dusty, let them be dusty. Let them be. But we shouldn't be holding on and clutching on to the trauma bond of the time, of the breadcrumb, of the love bomb, and stuff like that, when this person has gaslighted us, lied to us, manipulated us, and done all of that. You've got to change the mindset. You've got to look at them as a dusty, dusty devil. That's what you've got to look at them at. They're a weirdo. Someone who likes to do that stuff to their boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, family member, whatever. They're dusty. They're lost. They're deranged. They're a weirdo. And they're trying to drag you down. Don't let them drag you down. There's so many more, there's plenty of fish in the sea. And I don't even want to quote the app, because now I've just, you know what I mean, it's like an advert. I shouldn't have done that. But I'm just saying, don't go on plenty of fish in the sea, because it's filled up with narcissists. But what I'm saying is, just look at the dynamics here. Look at what's happened. Look at everything they've done. How dare they hold you in a miserable state? How dare they hold you in this trauma bond any longer? I want you from this video onwards to change the way you view them, to change the mindset. From the moment you hear this video, that's it. When you look at them, don't be angered that they've done you wrong. They should be scared because they've wronged God. You remember, anyone that wrongs you, whether you believe or not, has wronged God first. I swear it down. Anyone who's wronged you has wronged God first. Anyone that's lied to you has lied to God first. Anyone that's cheated on you has cheated on God first. God has laid down a law about stuff, right? There's guidance in these scriptures, whether you believe in it or not, right? Whether you want to look at it as the universe or not. Everyone knows good and bad. It's bad to lie. It's bad to cheat. It's bad to steal. It's bad. We know good and bad. So anyone who's doing those bad things has done wrong against the universe or has done wrong against God first, right? And then second is come and wronged you, okay? So we can't let these be defining moments in our life. We have to cut our losses, yeah? And what's our losses? An illusionary relationship that we thought was the best thing in the world. It hurt our pride. Cut the loss. Worried about what people think. So what people think? We have to adopt these mindsets. They don't understand. No one around you is going to understand what you went through. That's why you're here on YouTube. Only people that have been through a narcissistic relationship, that's why we're resonating with each other. You lot will teach me things. I try and help you the best I can. And we do it collectively, right? Just understand that you have to look at them as a dusty. Just give them a new nickname. The dusty don't have to be the nickname, right? But just give them one. Don't call them by their name anymore. I'm joking, but just call, like, when you're with yourself, you know, I think some of you lot need to tell them about themselves. I think it will it will give you clarity. If you just let loose and they know, keep all forms of love out of it. And I'm not saying do not make no threats. Do not make any threats or anything like that. Be very cunning in the way you deliver your message. Do not make any threats, because threats to kill, threats to do this stuff can end you in jail, right? So I'm not telling you to do any threats, any behavior like that. Please don't do it, because I don't want to be held responsible and I don't want anyone to do that sort of stuff. I'm talking about calling someone a dusty hoe, right? You know what I mean? If you say to them, listen, you had me so trauma bonded and gaslit. No, you had me so trauma bonded and manipulated that I rolled in like Captain Save-A-Hoe. You know what I mean? And you're a dusty little hoe. And you've tried to ruin my life. That's not a threat. That's just stating the facts. You've tried to ruin my life. It's enough about you anymore. You tried to ruin my life. You tried to come in my life and you tried to ruin my life. And I'm not going to be trauma bonded by this anymore. You don't need to say that. But in your mind, you know, I'm not going to be trauma bonded by this no more. That's what this person has come and set out to do. And you have to understand, whether you believe in God or you don't, this person was sent by the devil to bring destruction in your life, to make you feel suicidal, to make you be so, like, I said get angry earlier, but it can make people do some really crazy stuff, this behavior, especially the gaslighting. You know, this person was come to send you, knock you off the path, but don't let it, because God's the hidden hand. I mentioned the footprints in the sand. God will carry you at times in the hardest moments. You'll look back at this hardest moment in your life and you'll say, whoa, how did I get through that, man? I still don't know how I got through that. It's because God got you through it. The universe got you through it. Don't worry, you're going to get through it. Remember, I've just given you a few little tips for you to change your mindset. It's all about changing the mindset. Change the vision. Change the way you look at them. Change everything about that. Okay? They're a dusty hoe. And I'm sorry to say it, but I was with a dusty hoe as well. And if I saw that dusty hoe today, I would just laugh. I would just laugh. Because you've got to know, I know they're suffering. And I know why they're suffering. Because I know my value. But these people have devalued you so much that you don't see your value. You don't see what you have. Right? So as much as it's about looking at them as a dusty, looking at them at like, I want you to build your value up. I want you to do things. Right? I want you to enjoy yourself. Go to a restaurant. Eat alone. Have a meal. Have a starter. Have a starter and a main. Main and dessert. Have a drink. Go for a meal. Go do something. Trust me, I've spent long periods of time alone and it's built me up to the best of my ability. Yes, I could have gone out with friends and gone and got drunk, or I could have gone and done this, or I could have done that. I spent time alone and I worked and studied. You're all studying now, you're all learning stuff. Right? Who knows, with this experience you went through, build your own channel as well. It's not for everyone to do a YouTube, but I'm saying you could build your own channel in the future. There's things, you could write a book. I've mentioned these things. There's numerous things you can use this as a driving force. But please, 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 change your mindset. They're no longer, I should have said this at the beginning, and I'm sorry I didn't. But they're no longer your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife. They're no longer that. Even if you're still together, they're no longer that. They're your ex-devil, the ex-weirdo, the ex-hoe, That's the mindset. They smeared your name, smear their name. Nah, expose their name. You know? People ask you what's going on. She's a dusty hoe. He's a dusty hoe. Oh, what happened? What happened between you two? Dusty hoe, man. I caught them doing this, I caught them doing that. Oh, they lied about this, they lied about that. They're a little hypocrite. Dusty. They're a dusty hypocrite. Is it? Oh, really? Yeah, okay. This is what you do. You tell people, expose them. Change the narrative. Change what's the face of it all. They're very good at painting it another way. Anyway, just please. I think I need to touch on this topic some more. Yeah, I will touch on this topic again. Because what I've noticed is a lot of you are still trauma bonded. So some of the stuff that you probably watched on my content, perhaps I should have focused on. And I had this kind of realization today. And I thought, I haven't spoken enough about the trauma bond. I can tell by the comments that a lot of people are still trauma bonded. So, you know, it's a work in progress. But please, from this day forward, change the mindset. They're a dusty weirdo. They are dusty and they're weirdo and they're a hoe. And we rode in like Captain Saverhole to save their ass, right? Yeah? And we can't be doing that, man. We can't be doing that. We messed up. We messed up by settling with these people, you know. Remember, they're not the prize. We're the prize. When we met them, we was the prize. They made us think they were the prize. They're not the prize. We're the prize. You're the valuable one. So now it's about looking at them as a dusty, weirdo hoe and building our value back up, man. Indulge in those things you like. Do some hobbies. Practice your crafts. Get on your purpose. Go to a restaurant. Eat out alone. Go do these things, man. Check your friends. Rebuild your value. Let's build your value back up, man. So from day one today, and then I'm going to come back with some more content, I want you to look at them and change the mindset. Just some pointers to go forward. Look at them, change the mindset, and every time you get upset, think, oh my God, they're a dusty weirdo. Every time you get a little bit upset, think, no, they're a dusty weirdo. I know I am. I'm going to build my value. And use it as a driving force to build your value up, man. Do the things you love. You know what I mean? If you got children with them, put all that energy into to your child. Forget about them, man. So you've got a blessing now. You've got a child. What a blessing that is from God. You know, you've got you've already reproduced. You've had your child. What a blessing that is. You know, you've got someone that loves you. You've got someone that looks up to you. Yeah. Don't worry about the narcissist. Don't worry about them. They're dusty. They're weirdo, and they're gonna get what's coming to them. And trust me, sometimes maybe some of these videos I've made earlier on, some of this stuff that I told you earlier on, may sink in later on. You may understand it a bit later on, right? Because the trauma bond is the initial part that we need to destroy. And hopefully I've said some things that will shed some light on it and hopefully help push you in that direction. So anyway, I'll leave the video there. Please press the like and the subscribe button. And if you want a one-to-one session, you can find the details in the description box. Anyway, I'll catch you again soon. Peace. Oh yeah, remember, they're dusty and they're a weirdo. Peace.